And welcome back, everybody, to the 2025 BC Open Snooker Championship here at Top 147 Snooker and Billiards Lounge in Richmond, British Columbia. It's David Burney with you for this featured match here. It should be an exciting one. Charlie Brown, who's been all over this globe with this great game of snooker, taking on last year's junior champ, Margo Lisovenko. Unfortunately, Charlie fans, he wasn't victorious in his last match, lost it in a deciding frame to Albert Lamb. He has to quickly rebound. Margo has had, this is her first match of the day. She had quite a layover, as we did have a player drop out. I guess I did try emailing Margo's mom, Hannah, who's helped us out with refereeing. And I guess she didn't pass along the message to young Margo as she had a chance to maybe have a little bit of a sleep in. So maybe a little advantage to Charlie here just because he's a little bit warmed up. We'll have to shake off that defeat. And Anton Fedoshin is our referee. And John Robertson is keeping score, as you can see at the top of the screen. Beside him is our tournament director extraordinaire, Lance Bromlin. Playing that with a little bit of safety in mind. I guess Charlie might not have been just severely confident with that. Margo probably just wants to, maybe taking on the long pot with the element of safe. She's fortunate enough to just run enough. Don't know if she has the snooker on that red with the blue, but definitely rolled enough that Charlie couldn't pot it into the right middle. He's giving Margo a chance for a long pot. It's going to require some good cueing because it's tough to tell if that red goes either top, left, or right corner pocket. It's a nice long pot there. Does she have a little path? Yeah, it doesn't look like that pink goes through that path. So Margo was in first. It's a great long red, but colored was to be desirable. This is a best of 3 matches or round robin matches. First 2 days are that format, and then when we start up again on Saturday, it's into the knockout. So a nice cut there for Charlie. Good confidence booster. nice to hear our good friend Tom Limore has tuned in. Tom, who plays out of the state of Nevada. We had good times last weekend in Sacramento. But some of his pupils are here in action. Margo at the table and Anton doing the refereeing. Sometimes it's a small world in the snooker community. And here we are, back at it here, this round robin match. Just in little issues with the scoreboard, so hopefully we'll get that corrected for you for the second frame. But I can let you know right now, the first frame, Margo is ahead, 11-3. Not sure if that red in the middle on the right is open. That does not go, but not really anything great here for Charlie Brown. Appreciate your patience. Just saying we appreciate your... Oh. So, just appreciate your patience, everybody out there, as we're dealing with some technical hiccups. It's day one. Hopefully everything can get ironed out. Great to see some support in there for Margo. Wishing on the spirit. We've got Mama Hannah tuning in, who was a great help earlier today in the tournament. She'll be back tomorrow to give us a hand, as well as mentioned Tom Limore down there in Nevada. Jason Amos, yes, this event runs until Sunday. This is day one. Round robin matches today and tomorrow. Our last batch of matches are at 5 p.m. It's been an interesting day filled with some slug matches, some quick matches, some dropouts, some no-shows, so we really had to be on our toes behind the scenes there. So we'll see how everything plays out. This might be our last TV table match of the day, or we just might have one more. We might schedule and put on Malad Shonje taking on Eric Nelson. But we'll just see how everything tunes out. Thanks for all tuning in. And definitely at the climax of this frame, we should be able to get our scoreboard corrected so everything is dialed in. It's just don't want to bore you with the technical issues, obviously, but there's just a little bit of pairing that needed to happen. But got some good glasses. You might be able to see it at the top of the screen as John Robertson's is doing a great job. Yeah, if you do have any comments, even questions, feel free to fire it in the chat. There are no silly questions. There are just silly people that don't ask questions, as it's good to not assume anything. Get all the details. As I said in the players meeting last night, I was like, any question is warranted. We've got experienced players here. We've got new players. I know one player was a little bit confused about the 3 reds. You know, missing a red 3 times that frame over, but the wording he was using thought it was snookered. So, but everyone is here to help each other. It's not a gigantic sport in North America, but it certainly is growing. Definitely some regrowth in Canada and some exponential growth in America, as last weekend showed in Sacramento at the American Snooker Masters Championship. Yes, Jason Amos is asking about the brackets, and just let Charlie take a shot here. The brackets are up at challenge.com/2025 Snooker Canada BC Open Group. That's where you see the group stage. So that's challenge.com/2025 Snooker Canada BC Open Group. And I believe in the description of the video, whether you're finding it on YouTube or Facebook, there could be a link in that description as well. So right now Margo has a 4-point advantage in this first frame, 12-8. She definitely went for it there. Unfortunately, she's left a relatively easy open there for Charlie. Does have that right into the top left corner, but there also is this red maybe a little bit more difficult. But with the angle that he could have on that, he could come down for the pink. So always a little guessing game here. Struck that nicely. Had some good draw to come back for the black into that similar pocket. Maybe just ran just a bit much. Does have a red into the right middle. Just rattled in the jaws and sput out. Margo just not able to convert on that long wedge with the rest. Trails by 17 to 12 in this first frame of the match, a best of three. Charlie, unfortunately, lost in his first match of the day, and this is Margo's first. Yeah, this is definitely a tough tournament to call. I know it's day one, but just looking around, I haven't seen really anyone strongly excel. Our good friend keeping score, John Robertson, I believe he had a 50 break. Thank you kindly, Ox Billiards. Great guys down there and gals in the Seattle area. They're gearing up for a really big event, 9-ball tournament down there. I think we need to abolish that 49th parallel line. Love to put together a little Pacific West Snooker and Billiards Association. It's always a delight working with the team from Ox. We've got a good team here. Lance and I, I'd be nowhere without Lance, that's for sure, this weekend. We're appreciative of people stepping up to scorekeep and referee. Ooh, that's good. Margo definitely going for her long pots. Unfortunately, that cue ball found the bottom of the pocket. It's just a long range red for Charlie into the top right corner. I think he's just going to get off this red ball and hopefully get tight to the brown that's just off the bulk cushion. He had the idea, just a little short of pace, and left a gap for this red out in the open. Han. Poor safety shot there by Margo. It's giving Charlie looks like he's come up quite nicely on this yellow. Just the natural angle is going to take him up for that red. Yellow thought about it a little bit. That definitely used all of the pocket to find the bottom of it. Oh, and AMQ Sports, thanks for tuning in. Andy McCluskey and his team just put together a great tournament as well just a week ago in Sacramento. Hopefully you're recovering all right, Andy. You did a top-notch job. Got together some great people and definitely gave us a tournament to remember, that's for sure. I think hopefully soon the videos will be up. If you didn't catch the final live, it's definitely a final to tune into. The fortunate opportunity to have Rodney Goggins join me in the booth for that final. Rodney just a stand-up chap in the booth. Really enjoyed developing a friendship with him, and And if you want to tell Rodney, I think I'm developing an impersonation of Rodney. So next time we meet up, I'll have to lay it on you. But right now, Charlie Brown is up 30-13. Do apologize for if you're just tuning in. Our scoreboard has just a little hiccup, so we should be able to correct that at the conclusion of this first frame. So at least for the remainder of the match, you'll have up-to-date scoring. Unfortunately, Hannah's in a bit of a bind here. She's in the snooker. Bad with the one cushion escape. It's a thin cut for Charlie, but it's definitely there. Charlie Brown is paging Doc Brown. He needs that DeLorean. He wants to go back in time. Those are the shots that sting. Those shots that you're so proficient at. You do it a million times on the practice table. But then it just comes down to the tournament pressure and you hiccup a little bit. Oh, very nice double there. That will make that last miss sting even more for Charlie. The more he sits in his chair, the more he has time to think about it. Hopefully he can channel the inner goldfish and just forget about it. Charlie's done well to make contact. Unfortunately, he's just left a very appetizing red to get Margo going. Leading by 16 with 35 on. Obviously the high value colors are all off their spots on the left side of the table there. Oh, does Margo have the angle? Good pot there. Just make sure of the 7 additional points. It's a long yellow. Holding for the green definitely will be challenging. So 32 for 30-22 for Charlie Brown. This first frame, best of 3 match. We do have a high break prize of $100 and a gift certificate to Street Hawker. And as well, Bernie's Best. It does come out in the BC Open. If anyone else is to make a century, I will give them $100. It's a nice pot by Margo. Needs to pull up just a bit. Ooh, it's run on her quite a lot. She would be tickled pink if she was on the other side of the bulk line. Trying to look behind some cover behind that pink and blue wall. Unfortunately, didn't get there. It's a tricky pot here for Margo, taking that green into its own pocket. Lots of the table to cover. Again, Charlie might be able to use that wall. Might be able just to slide the green past the pink. Just with a delicate amount of pace. Keep the cue ball right around where the green is right now, just to the left. Yes, he does so. And he's got the snooker. Ooh. This can go back, but that's 7 big points. It's heartbreaking when you miss and you sacrifice those 4 penalty points, but taking that cue ball into the black makes it a little bit worse, as you've given up 7 points. So referee Fedishin coming down, taking a look, acknowledging with both players, agreed, and played on. Just missed that time. Still gonna put her back. Solid hit there, acknowledged by a tap on the table by Charlie, but it's a problem in these prestigious tournaments. The caliber is so high that you not only have to get out of a snooker, but you have to really put everything safe, and that's not the case here for Margo, who does trail in this frame 41-24. to quickly move away that rest. Been the most graceful move by Charlie Brown, but that cue ball came back and hit his cue or the rest. Penalty to him and 4 points to his opponent. So this is his frame ball with 20 in it, a 44-24 scoreline in the first frame, 22 on the table right now. Nice spot for Charlie. So we'll see if the Ukrainian woman has any tricks up her sleeve. Made a good effort to try and get behind the black. Unfortunately, blue is sitting there for Charlie Brown. Yeah. Margo still needs another snooker, as the difference is 19 with 18 on. Yeah, that's why Charlie just gave it a real good go. A nice firm stroke. I wonder if Margo just hasn't taken a look at the scoreboard recently. 14 points in it. She might be noticing now. So that pink went down. It would have been frame over. Well, it goes down by the hands of Charlie Brown there. So he takes that first frame by a scoreline of 54-34. We're just going to step aside for a few moments and hopefully we get that scoreboard adjusted for all you people at home so we can have an exciting second frame when we return momentarily. And welcome back, everybody. Frame 2, getting underway. Our scoreboard has been corrected. That is the cropper line right there. Charlie took the first frame. And now we got everything up to date. And it's just not the way you want to break off Margo. So, unfortunately, she sacrifices 4 points off the get-go. Hello, Ivan. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. It's day one of this 2025 BC Open Snooker Championship. So, kind of seesaw affair. It seemed like Charlie found a little bit of form at the end of that frame. Hopefully he can continue it on to the second one. Or maybe Margo can push us into a decider. The pink had gone in. Referee Fedishin is just taking a look with his marker just to make sure that the pink goes on its spot. Just barely. If it didn't go the spot, it'd be going onto the open spot with the highest point value. In that case, it would have been the black. Probably might have thought there was an opening there. It just didn't work out for him. Nice confident shot there by Charlie, finding the gap in the angle for that red. So the blue can come up for the red into the green pocket. Thanks for tuning in, Carrie Lee Richards. He's watching Charlie all the way from Ontario. Charlie originally from Collingwood, but now makes his home up in Whistler, British Columbia. Charlie is one player that's definitely enjoying the resurgence of snooker on the West Coast, definitely in his home province of British Columbia, and definitely in California, as he was down at that U.S. Snooker Masters last weekend in Sacramento, as well as all the great events at Ox. Because most of the time, Charlie's the lone traveler, traveling a lot more to the East Coast, where the popularity for snooker is well, it could be on level. It's just they have so many more players in the Toronto area. It's going to do well to get a good save here, as that red is just sitting over the top left corner. Yeah, it's a multifaceted room here. They've got the great snooker tables that this tournament is occupying this weekend. Got an influx of Chinese 8-ball and a little bit of the pool tables as well, but also some mahjong. It's long red there for Hannah. I wonder if she opts for looks like taking this blue into the green pocket. Done well. She's held nicely for this red into the middle. Blue is not hampering that path, so here's a good opportunity for the young lady. 2024 junior champion of BC. Just can pull the trigger on that pink. She's going to jump more into that. You know, a skilled player like Charlie, you got to punish him when he makes a mistake, and when you get in, you got to score. Ooh, what happened there? Charlie with a smile to the crowd there. He pretty much had his bed made and was ready to go out for a walk on the town. Couldn't believe that red didn't drop, so Margo not punished for that missed pink. Looking over at one of our other tables, it looks like John Shoring has a 1-frame advantage over Rianne Desani. And Rianne is trailing that second frame 38, or it looks like maybe 42. He's just committed a foul. I don't know. This tournament is just going to do wonders for young Rianne. it's a tournament where everyone wants to win. Obviously, they see this short-statured fella at only 10 years old. They're not going to let him off at all. They're going to challenge very hard. And definitely the youngster Ken Pott, he was putting in 30 and 40 breaks actually last night. Just practicing away. We're actually going to hopefully get to see him on the table tomorrow in action on our TV table. Well commented there, Glenn. Yeah. Margo's freshly in the last couple of years come over from Ukraine. So, I don't know. I don't think Charlie Brown has a Wikipedia page. I think if you did research Wikipedia and Charlie Brown, you might find a lot of peanuts. But she might hear some rumblings around the room. A lot of people like to talk, so there's maybe a possibility if she's seen Charlie at a qualifying tournament or a Christmas party or past reiterations of the BC Open, she might be asking, who's that? And that kind of catch-22. Like, if she doesn't know who she's going against, she's just kind of doing her business, playing her match. But obviously, if she heard Charlie Brown, who has a great history in this game, it could as well promote her to really dig in and try for the great upset. As Charlie is ahead in this second frame, 31-8. I think definitely on the score sheet, Charlie just might be a leading edge, but Margo's not making it a simple runaway for Charlie. Well, Glenn Hopkinson, I'll definitely tell Charlie that you stopped into the stream and you're wishing him his best. That's not Margo's best there. She's definitely left a red over the left middle. Got to stun that blue for position. The red, I should say. The hold for the blue, but just the angle he had was going to make it tough. So that's Charlie feeling aggressive here run this yellow into the top right corner. And he certainly is. I'd love to have a thinner kick on that blue just to make it available into the left middle. Just got to be mindful of that brown that she's queuing over. Yeah, just made it that pot just tricky, and she's left of red relatively easy, and there's pink and black should definitely both pass. I think maybe just the black passes. Like a good chance for Charlie here. If he can put together a good clearance, really would make that earlier defeat to Albert Lamb less hurtful going into the night. And being at 1-1, not a bad position to be in. Red just might be a little bit of a bother. Yes, I agree, Glenn. Speaking some kind words of Charlie. Definitely loves his snooker, his travel all around. Definitely really tried to make a go of it in his younger days. Competed with Jason Ferguson and Ken Doherty in the under-21 championship back in 1989 in Iceland. And boy, he'd be, I think, salivating with the opportunities that are presented here today. As the Pan American and Billiards Snooker Association, established a few years back, had their first big championship in 2019, I believe, in Houston. And the winner of that open tournament gets a 2-year card, and the winner of the seniors event plays in the World Senior Championship at the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield, England. Obviously, Charlie would have loved those opportunities when he was a few years younger, but always a strong competitor. He always comes out to the events. So obviously it might be tough for him to take on that 2-year card, but I'm pretty sure if he was able to become the champion of the senior side of the PAPSA event, you couldn't pull him away from stepping down those famous steps at the Crucible Theater. He's cut on that red. Extends his lead. 27 points with 51 on. So it's not out of it yet, Margo. What if someone flew up the tables from Sacramento just a week ago? We definitely on our TV table down there. Players are having a lot of troubles with the corner pockets. Our shot of AQ Snooker, thanks very much for the good coverage and commentary compliments. We appreciate it. It's definitely been a whirlwind of a first day, that's for sure. You know, fixing out the bugs, and we appreciate all the patience and the viewership. You know, we had some audio issues, some scoreboard issues. We had players drop out. Some players just completely missed their matches. Some matches ran a little bit longer than expected. So we had it all in one day. So we got 3 more days of great snooker action here. Yes, this group originally had 6 players in it. That's why Margo only has 1 match today and will be playing 3 tomorrow. So it stings a little bit going overnight 0-1. But as long as she gets a good night's sleep, she'll come back tomorrow battling. And Ray Fung, thanks for tuning in. Great player from the US of A and a board member on the United States Snooker Association. Doing great stuff down there. Appreciate the kind words. Ray, you're always welcome to come up here if you want to play. This is an open championship. We're welcoming players from all over the world as long as they're amateurs. Some people were questioning a few years back why Brady Golan was in the tournament, as he was a professional a few years ago. But Brady has relinquished his pro status and relegated himself to amateur, so that's completely allowed. And hopefully, definitely, Ray, hoping to see you down in Concord, California for the U.S. Nationals. That's going to be running on Memorial Day weekend, kind of overlapping a little bit with the Canadian National Tournament, as the U.S. Nationals will be going on. The senior part of the Canadian National Tournament will happening, followed by the opening. And I know Ramin out in Calgary does have hopes of putting on a Western Canadian Championship over the May long weekend up here in Canada. So definitely lots of great snooker, and I think we're kind of starting to realize that some committees need to come together and just hatch plans. Obviously, we don't want these tournaments overlapping, nor do we want them really so close together. It's a large year. We want to give opportunities to all the players here, but unfortunately, this is a good opportunity. I think Charlie is going to win this one. There's the handshakes there. So definitely Charlie found a bit of form in that one. He's going to be happy with that one, going 1-1. I think he'd be quite devastated if he was 0-2. But Margo just one loss today. They're having a good little wrap-up chat there. We're going to step aside for a few short moments. We're going to see how our streaming schedule is looking for the rest of the day. Obviously, we'll have maybe one more match. I'll just confirm with our tournament director, Lance Bromlin. It's David Burney saying, stand by, everybody. And I'll be back to give you an update from this 2025 BC Open Snooker Championship.